What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Professor Layton vs. Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. Last time, it was revealed that the Shades are a huge organization, with hundreds of members, and they've been, with invisibility cloaks, they've been coming into town and making it look like magic exists, but it's really just fancy machinery and fire and all that. So let's see, what else is there? We need to find a contradiction between these these statements between the two of them. So let's see if we can do that. Shades live outside the realm of those who dwell within Labyrinthia, to them I'm known as the Great Witch. So is it with the statement she's currently saying that I need to... Those that are put to the flames of witch trials become shades who live in the woods. Their lives in the woods. Lady Darklaw was our venerable mistress. She assigned us our task. She was the Great Witch. I am not a witch, nor am I a wandering spirit. There is but one true purpose for the Shades that dwell within Eldwitch Woods. She was the Great Witch? Is that it? Is it the fact that she's saying she was? Hold on. I'm gonna use a hint coin, but that's what I would present it on. Oh, it's still there. It could be this one. Let's try this one.
Objection.
Okay, so in the middle of that, we came together. Oh, now we're back at our benches. Okay. Your Honor, there's obviously a huge discrepancy. Well, I don't know about huge. It's just a different, it's a past participle. Huge discrepancy. Okay, Phoenix. Between those two pieces of testimony, Miss Darklaw stated that she is known as the Great Witch. However, according to Miss Kira's testimony, Miss Darklaw was her venerable mistress, the Great Witch. I knew it. I knew it! That is correct. She was the Great Witch. Note Miss Kira's use of the past tense. I'm afraid my grammar is not quite what it used to be. May I ask what you mean? It's simple. Miss Darklaw was mistress to the Shades, or as they also called her, the Great Witch. Therefore, she is no longer the Great Witch. She is not the Great Witch? Witness, is this true? Huh? It is as you have heard, my lord. I relinquished my position as Great Witch in order to fulfill the objective of this task. What would that objective be again? That would be the assassination of the storyteller, Your Honor. Witness, at the beginning of this trial, you stated that you came to town in order to complete your task, didn't you? What's more, you said that you were going to summon the fire dragon to do it. Now, this task, it wasn't Miss Darklaw here that gave it to you, was it? No, it wasn't. So then, the most pressing question is, who was it that gave you that task? That's the storyteller. We predicted that a long time ago. Remember, it wasn't supposed to be, sorry. It wasn't supposed to be a spell that was caught. Since, right. Because he wanted someone else besides the spell to be, the accused in this case, which would be Kira. But of course, Darklaw messed that up. Who told you to come to Labyrinthia and assassinate the storyteller? The storyteller? I cannot tell you, no matter what. Alright, so Darklaw isn't the Great Witch anymore. Which must mean the mastermind behind this entire thing is... It would seem the defense has worked it out as well. Mr. Wright, you know who really gave Miss Kira her task tonight, do you not? Oh yes, ah yes. Defender, I ask that you enlighten the court. Show us who really gave this witness her task to assassinate the storyteller. Eve! Look at that smug face. But no, really, where's the storyteller? There he is. Let me just make sure. Yep, he's still there.
Take that!
The storyteller? We're talking about someone with the authority and power to replace the Great Witch. Someone who calls the shots. I can't think of anyone else that meets those criteria, except for the storyteller himself. Preposterous! Then that would mean... Oh, he's probably gonna come out right now. Exactly, Your Honor. It means the storyteller gave his final task to Kira himself. He was, in short, responsible for his own assassination. What? Order! For what purpose? Why would he plan his own assassination? That I cannot say, Your Honor. However, the final chapter of the story does tell of his inevitable death. While he assigned this task to Kira himself, it is perfectly natural that he would do so. What is not natural is your behavior tonight, Miss Darklaw. What was unnatural about the High Inquisitor's behavior? You were once the head of all the Shades, and yet, tonight you tried to interfere with the storyteller's plan. You rendered Miss Kira unconscious and locked her away in the belfry of the bell tower. That, to me, seems like the activity of someone aiming to put a stop to this plan altogether. Indeed. Lady Darklaw, what would be the reason for such behavior? I leave that to you, Mr. What? You're doing so well! Based on what we've seen in this trial, the defense believes Miss Darklaw's reason for covering up her actions tonight can only be attributed to one thing. This plan was handed down by the storyteller himself. And Miss Darklaw was definitely aiming to put a wrench in it, but why? Tried to sabotage the plan? Tried to betray the storyteller? Tried to protect the storyteller? So it's one of these two, but what's a better one? Maybe if I'm lucky, the hint coin will eliminate the there it is! She tried to betray the storyteller. But we don't know why. Do we? No, we don't know why yet, so... There's one possible reason I can think of as to why Miss Darklaw had to hide her actions tonight. She was aiming to betray the storyteller. Betray the storyteller? I agree, Mr. Wright. The storyteller used the Great Witch Bezella to take his own life. Instructions to carry out the plan were given to Miss Kira. However, Miss Darklaw planned to intervene and change the scenario at the very last minute. She planned to do so by changing the identity of the Great Witch from Miss Kira to Miss Cantabella. Thus bringing us to our current situation, Miss Cantabella on trial for the murder of her father at the hands of Bezella. You, Miss Darklaw, seem to harbor a rather strong hatred for the storyteller, if I'm not mistaken. A hatred, you say? I suppose you could call it that. That's right. Behold, my revenge! Miss Darklaw, will you please tell the court of your plan for revenge? If you insist. Finally, getting somewhere. The High Inquisitor, and also the Great Witch. Long have I donned those two masks. One is Labyrinthia's protector, the other its harbinger of destruction. In other words, I was merely meant to serve him. And yet, he sought to selfishly pen the ending of the story under his own terms. He did not care enough about me, or any of the townspeople, to allow us the dignity of deciding our own fate. Indeed, what we witnessed tonight was the cowardly act of a man looking for an easy way to end that which he could not properly finish. He cared for no one but himself, hence this sudden sham of an ending. And for that, I will never forgive him. What do you mean by sham of an ending? The Great Witch Bezella is to summon a dragon of fire and end the life of the creator. She will then be put on trial and judged, thus heralding a period of peace and prosperity for all of Labyrinthia. Such is the ending written for this town and its people. 'Tis not an ending I oppose in principle. Who would not wish a happy ending for their own people? However, the problem lies in Bezella's identity. As you know, he assigned the role of the Great Witch to this girl beside me. But you're saying that was a falsehood, is that correct? I knew Bazella's true identity. 'Tis not something I could ever forget. That is why I went to the bell tower, and it is why I took the accused here. I did it to ensure the true witch, foretold in the story, was given the judgment she was due. You don't mean... I speak of none other than Aspella Cantabella.
Objection!
Miss Darklaw, there is a glaring contradiction in your statement. And what would that be? It's supposedly common knowledge that Bazella is capable of using all magic. However, that is far from the truth. Magic does not actually exist in this town. It was all one giant illusion created by the Shades. Therefore, the Great Witch Bazella cannot exist either.
You fool!
Defender, you really don't have a clue, do you? Wait just a minute now. Is the Defender not correct? If magic does not exist, then it goes without saying that witches do not exist either. And that would include the Great Witch, would it not? That's right! They've been lying to us this whole time! Bastards! Bazella isn't real!
Objection!
Mr. Wright, there is a fundamental mistake in your argument. What do you mean? I have but one simple question. What exactly is Bazella? Huh? Well, she's supposed to be the head of all witches. Allow me to reword the question. The Great Witch Bazella is the root of all disaster within Labyrinthia. Knowing that, what specific disaster might she have been the root of? The fire. The Great Fire back in the day. I just thought of something. We've been hearing Bazella's name left and right since we got here, but not once has the real Bazella shown up in person. Indeed, Miss Faye, Bazella herself has been virtually absent from the story thus far. But Inquisitor, did she not claim the life of the storyteller tonight? It would appear so, Your Honor. There is just one more thing. Consider this. Which particular story is every citizen of Labyrinthia most familiar with? The Great Fire. The legendary fire, right? Precisely. Surely you're not serious. As the name implies, that is but a mere legend. No one knows for certain if it occurred. So they say, but the reality is, there are still traces of that terrible fire within the town today. The professor's right. We've even seen some of it up close and personal. Yeah, at the Great Archive. You are indeed correct, Inquisitor. Littered throughout the town are burnt remnants of a fire most fierce. No one can say for certain what transpired back then. You see, not a soul saw what actually happened. Let me see if I have this straight. There's an entire town full of people and no one saw what happened. Memories were wiped? Correct. Except for one particular person. Aspella! There's one person who saw everything. Because Aspella has flashbacks. I am speaking, of course, of the one responsible for the fire itself, the Great Witch Bazella. Yes. I remember it. All of it. What are you saying? When I close my eyes, I can picture it so vividly. The awful sight of the flames engulfing everything they touched. The scorching heat on my skin. The smell of burning cinder all around me. The large plumes of black smoke. The warm tears streaming down my face. I remember it all. What you are recalling now is the moment the Great Witch Bazella destroyed our town. Well, it appears my role here is finished. As for the rest, I leave it in your capable hands, Inquisitor. Oh! Where are you going? Just vanished into thin air? What? She's right. These memories are proof that I am Bazella. But she's still in that trance. I don't understand. Mr. Wright. Remember, if you will, what I said at the beginning of this trial. I came here to prove that Aspella Cantabella is in reality the Great Witch Bazella. Right. There is still one more thing I wish to present to the court. I would now like to call the final witness to the stand. The storyteller! It's gotta be!
Hold it!
It would appear he has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I give you this trial's final witness, the storyteller. And just like that, he appeared. The man who died not hours before. And the victim of this very trial, the storyteller himself. The professor sure chose one heck of a final witness. Morning is drawing closer and closer. How this trial will end is anyone's guess. Tough to say, because it's only been like 18 minutes. But, it's natural stopping point, but maybe we should keep going just a little bit more. I thought there were only 9 chapters. Epilogue, the first story. Epilogue. If I'm really at the end, I guess I could just keep going. I don't quite know what to say. I am truly shocked to see the storyteller again, alive and well. This was unexpected by me too, as I did not plan to appear before you all again. I was convinced that you would all see the last of me at the parade. But this is the trial for your murder, and you are alive. Yeah, see? No one was killed, so let's call this whole thing off and never have witch trials again. Whoa, Maya, take it easy. We're still in court, remember? But what's the point of this? The storyteller wasn't killed. Aspella would never do anything to harm her dad.
Objection.
If only it was as simple as that to end this trial. However, it is not, Miss Fey. Professor! Search your memory and you will know the reason why. The crime Miss Cantabella is accused of is not just murder. The purpose of the Witches' Court is to sentence the witches for what they are. Isn't that right, Mr. Storyteller? I fully intend to expose the true identity of Bazella. And this would not be possible without you, Mr. Storyteller, on the witness stand. I see. And so, you assumed the role of an Inquisitor just to lure me here. Be that as it may, the Inquisition still maintains that Aspella Cantabella is the Great Witch Bazella. Dad! It's been a long time, Aspella. 4 years, in fact. You must have experienced many hardships living among the townsfolk. This daughter of mine never fits in with others, no matter how hard she tries. No, it wasn't quite like that. There were people who supported me. One. It was one person. It was Aunt Patty, that's it. Was very kind, and the customers who came to our bakery were nice to me. I'm happy to hear that. I wanted to watch over you ever since you left for the town. But in the end, I failed to do so. I had no idea what was happening to you. I am very sorry, Aspella. Oh, Dad, you don't need to apologize to me for anything. It's me that owes you an apology. I was trying to hurt you. It was all my fault, not yours. There's no reason for you to blame yourself. All this blame going around. No, it's my fault. Yes, yes. I'm happy we got to talk. Espella, you were so busy writing everyone's stories that we stopped talking to each other. Before, it was different. You used to have time for me. Please forgive me. Why did it have to come to this? Mr. Storyteller, it's time to put everything in order now. The townsfolk and your daughter deserve to know the truth. The truth about yourself and the story. Yes, I suppose it is time I told you the truth. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Storyteller? Let us begin. In this trial, I shall be judged. Understood. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here, so stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!